In this video, we play the Dragon of Icespire Peak Mountains Toe Quest from the D&D Essentials Kit. Hi, I'm Bob.
I'm Grace.
And I'm Steven.
And welcome back to the Bob World Builder Dragon of Icespire Peak gameplay series. For tips on running this quest and more from the Dragon of Icespire Peak, check out the DM Guide video and the Essentials Kit playlist linked in the description, and subscribe for new D&D videos every Wednesday. Okay, who are you guys playing for this quest?
I'm Clodagh, the great weapon fighter. And I have my friends Inverna Nightbreeze, the cowboy elf, and Donabella Fiasco, the unicorn wizard.
And I'm still playing Jug, the dwarven wizard.
Alright, so back in Phandalin after your last quest, you guys head over to the job board and you see this posting.
The Mountains Toes Gold Mine lies 15 miles northeast of Phandalin. The new overseer, Don John Raskin, just made the trip from Neverwinter to Phandalin and needs to be escorted to the mine. There's no telling what dangers lie between here and there. Once you deliver Raskin safe and sound, return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 100 gold pieces.
Alright, and as soon as you finish reading that post aloud to your party members, a man walks up behind you guys and tilts his hat. Mr. Don John Raskin, at your service.
Oh, how convenient.
Yes, I've been keeping an eye on the job board, looking for any adventurers who might be willing to take up this particular task.
Well, we're willing.
And capable.
You look so. I suppose if you are ready to go, I am ready to follow.
I'm ready if you guys are.
I have my sword, that's all I need. My sword and my friends.
And I have my hat.
15 miles northeast of Phandalin, hugging the foothills of the Sword Mountains.
I thought you were gonna say hugging your friends.
Nope. After a few hours of travel, about 5 miles from where Mr. Don John Raskin says the mine should be, a low ridge rises to your right, beyond which you see the Sword Mountains scrape the gray sky. But closer in, something is strewn across the rocky ground 90 feet ahead. Well, ain't that something, says Don John, pointing at what appears to be 6 dead orcs.
Yeah, that is something. There.
I want to kind of like look around like the area before we go over there. Do I notice any like tracks of maybe other people or...
No tracks.
Kind of suspicious.
Inverna, did you get out in the night? I only wish it were me. Is there like a shrubbery around, something that anyone could hide in?
No, it's more or less in a clearing, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go look at the bodies.
If you want to go right up to them, you could do a medicine.
Ooh, not great. 9.
You don't find any wounds from weapons, strangely.
Right, so there's
Unless somebody else wants to try.
Don John, what do you think happened?
A stroke of good luck is what it looks like happened to me. They could have been attacked by the dragon. It's a white dragon. Could have killed them with its icy breath.
Yeah, did they seem cold to the touch? Like abnormally cold?
So, looking closely, and now with this idea in your head, they're not cold now. You're
They're
looking
damp,
at their ears,
perhaps.
their noses, their fingers are all frostbitten.
Well, I don't like that.
We'll be on our toes.
So another 5 miles traveled. Well, I believe we're now in the vicinity. Would you help an old man scan this mountainside for the entrance? So you guys can roll perception checks.
12.
So, Donabella, with the highest passive, finds through some bushes and trees the entrance, labeled right above it, Mountains Toe Gold Mine. But looking around the area more, Clodagh, you see 10 fresh graves dug in a circle, and each one of them has a pickaxe sticking up out of it.
I don't like that either.
Looks like we have some miners that have passed.
Well, it looks like you don't have anything to oversee here, Don John.
Yes, these do not appear to be the graves of men long dead. I may require your assistance after all. Well, ready those weapons. I suggest we announce ourselves at the entrance, unless you propose a more agreeable plan.
I think we should be more careful than to just yell out that we're coming.
Yeah, I would prefer more of a tactical approach.
I want to investigate the entrance before we walk through. 21.
Okay, you do see fresh humanoid tracks coming in and out.
Okay, I still think we should go carefully.
As you head into the main entrance, it opens up into a small room, maybe 15 by 15, dug out of the walls here. And inside, there are two humanoid figures. Both look female, but distinctly rat-like in appearance. They both kind of reach for their weapons, and one of them calls up, "Who goes there? State your business. These caves belong to the Whiskered Gang. For business inquiries, we may escort you to the boss, Celine Von Nasta."
Well, yeah, it looks like there's a new big cheese. Haha.
Don John kind of speaks up. "A moment, ladies. I think I'd like to have a word with my associates." Backs you guys out of the entrance. Yeah, 20 or 30 or so feet, like away from the door. "If this has been taken over by were rats, we might be in for some trouble there. Tough folk."
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely they killed all the miners. But my concern is we don't have any silver.
No silver, but as your casting friends may know here, lycanthropes don't take kindly to magic of any kind.
Well, if you want to stay, we're not going to leave you on your own.
Yeah.
But maybe we should try to find a ventilation shaft or something instead of walking in to see the leader right off the bat, because if negotiations go south, we're probably going to be severely outnumbered.
All right, well, I believe I was given a map. Digs through his bag, pulls out this.
So there is another way in. The raised entrance is less likely to be defended.
Yeah.
Let's go!
So you head over to that sloped area, and then looking up, you do see, oh yeah, there is kind of a small entrance there. Looks like you might have to kind of squeeze through, but you'll all be able to fit. Athletics check.
22.
Clodagh makes it up.
Clodagh will lower a rope.
You're able to pull up the rest of the team, and you see down this narrow hallway a door at the end of it. It is totally dark in here though, so Clodagh, you can't really see.
I hold hands with Inverna.
Oh yeah, Don John can't see either.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don John can hold hands with Donabella.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Okay, everyone's got their partner, everyone got their buddy. So I go up to the doors.
While you approach the door, from the ceiling of this narrow tunnel plops down a giant larval-looking worm,
Yucky.
and it is going to try a little chomp on you.
Oh no.
Bite and tentacle attack. 4 poison damage from its tentacles, 6 piercing damage from its bite. So it's like right in front of you. Everybody else is still behind you.
Inverna can try to shoot it.
Yeah, so roll initiative then. So this thing plops down, wipes its gross tentacles, and then bites Jug.
Oh no.
You also have to make a Constitution saving throw.
I got 18.
Your joints for a second start to lock up, but you shake it off.
Now Donabella casts Sacred Flame. 5.
Sacred flames burst around this thing, briefly lighting up the cavern. It kind of screeches out like, "Eep!"
I am going to cast Blur on myself.
Inverna is going to attack with her bow. 5.
Just flies over its big gooey form. It's Don John's turn. He has a sling, and he's got multi-attack.
Come on, Don John.
So he's,
Get
gonna
a real weapon.
roll a couple attacks here. As his little stones fly over. One of them hits the worm in the face. This
Good,
thing
you
looks
tried.
pretty unfazed by everybody
tried,
so
Don
far.
John. Good job.
It's gonna try a shove at you, Jug.
Oh, no.
Because the tunnel's really packed, you're just knocked prone. It still has 1 attack, so it's gonna try another bite on you. 5 piercing damage.
I just cast Flight.
Okay, you can now see this thing that is killing Jug.
So I get up
Okay.
and then cast Magic Missile at it. Is 14.
It's Inverna's turn.
She's gonna fire her longbow again.
Oh, I need to.
12.
Pierces one of its antennae. Not enough to hurt it. DJ's turn. He's gonna make his sling attacks again. 4 bludgeoning damage to the beastie, pummeled with rocks. It's going to make a multi-attack on you-know-who, Jug, right in the front. Oh yeah, and you still have Blur on you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't seem to find where Jug actually is, even in this constrained environment.
Just glitching all around the tunnel. Light crossbow. 5.
To hit?
I'm doing a bad job.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd say that misses. Donnabella's turn.
Another sacred flame.
It succeeds.
Ah.
Jug, your turn again.
My mace.
Swing and a miss. It's Inverna's turn.
Longbow.
Misses.
6.
John, sling. Ooh, 8 damage. This thing is down to single digits. It's gonna crawl up to the ceiling, trying to make its way toward the exit. So
Yeah.
if
Oh,
you
I
get
got
attack of opportunity, it's probably still in your range of Donnabella's range.
16.
Alright, as it tries to skitter away along the ceiling, you just open it up and its guts fall out over everybody.
Boy.
And it collapses to the floor.
Oh,
A stinky, steaming pile of bug.
I cast prestidigitation on everyone.
I think we can short rest here.
I put my ear up to the door. Do I hear anyone coming our way from all that ruckus?
No. The ruckus was actually not too ruckusful.
I wedge some of my pikes in the door to kind of block it, just
Nice.
prevent anyone from getting in. So I take out my pikes, just peek through the door and check out what's ahead of us.
So you open it up and you see just a small area here with a door to your right and a door straight ahead of you.
What's in the door to the right?
You see an overturned desk and chair and an open, empty wooden chest. All this stuff kind of smashed up.
Is there anything of note in the desk, like papers?
Looks
or
like
a
it's
diary?
been totally ransacked.
Dang it. Well, this is your office, Don John.
Puts his feet up on the desk. No, I'm kidding. You want to go through this door?
Yeah, but stealthily.
Yeah.
Okay,
stealthily.
everybody roll stealth. Whoever's right at the door.
At 16.
Just give it the slightest peek open. This area here, kind of connected 2 rooms, is pretty full. There are 4 giant rats in a nest of like hay and stuff. Down here, you see a bunch of like mining equipment kind of scattered around, piles of debris, and right next to one of those debris piles, you see a female humanoid just kind of lounging out, armored with a short sword and hand crossbow at her side, and there are 2 human men to her sides as well. The 3 of them look a little ratty in the eyes.
So we can't fight these rats without alerting the boss. Maybe we should check out the other entrance.
So you want to back out of the way you came in, go around, check that door?
Yeah.
Anybody in particular stealthing up to it?
So I'll do it.
Maybe.
19.
So you're super silent. You can't quite see too well in the
Shit.
cavern, but there's some scuffling, and you hear what sounds like a gruff dwarvish voice. And then you hear some other voices conversing, speaking dwarvish to each other.
My time to shine.
I like motion to him like, hey,
Yeah.
come
So
here.
you report that to him. He
Yeah.
listens in. It sounds like some men in dire straits. They're rationing out like how much food they have. Those filthy rats. Seems like they might be trying to plan their own
Sounds
revolution.
like they're survivor minders. I whisper out, also in Dwarvish.
Let's crack him.
We're here to help.
You hear some like shuffling. They all go quiet for a sec, and then one steps toward the entrance into the light. They look pretty gaunt, look hungry, look dirty. Looks like they've been sitting in the dark for a while. And this one says to you, what brings you here?
We escorted this man here, Don John, who's the new overseer.
Yes, I heard word that there could be new management soon, but that was at least a month ago now, I think. These rats have taken over and killed most of our fellow miners.
Right. We saw the graves.
I know they have some giant rats, and in particular, we know there to be 5 giant rats in the room right through this door.
Oh, great.
Maybe altogether we could overthrow them, unless you have some plan to make a deal.
No. I think it's better to just exterminate them. Because they did kill a bunch of miners, so that was pretty uncool of them.
Yes, they were our friends. From our one attempt to get through that door, it seems like they're just trained to attack whenever our door here is opened.
Oh, so I wonder if we like, just open that door, all the rats will just come in here, and then we can just put them to sleep. And then we can try to wedge the door shut when we go in so that they can't come in as reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a handle to the door? Or is
Yeah.
it like,
Yeah, so the door is an iron
rope
handle, it's a
to
wooden
hold the
door.
rope so that no one is actually there. And
Yeah.
then I'll cast sleep on them as they approach.
So yeah, let's tie a rope to that handle.
Roll to knot.
Yeah, you don't draw
I'm
for
just
that.
kidding.
Yeah, you take your time. Don John's a master of knots.
Oh boy.
He ties a
How do you
loop-de-loop
know
and
those
pull.
knots?
Oh.
I used to be a sailor, actually.
Is that what they call it?
Oh, yeah, that's what they... What kind of sailor? Like a hello sailor type sailor, or like...
People did say hi to me, yes.
Whoa, I bet they did!
We're just giggling to ourselves.
Yeah, everyone else is in position.
Hold the lever, Crunk!
Who?
One of the miners pulls the lever. How'd you know my name? And, yeah, the door opens. You immediately hear a bunch of, like, scuttling and scurrying as 5 giant rats pour into that room. 3.5 fall asleep.
3.5.
Yeah.
One just looks woozy.
2 still scurrying towards you.
Alright, I attack 1. 13.
Kill.
Verna with long sword. 5 damage.
Alright, that one's still kicking, so Don John is going to
Finish him off
whip
with
a...
sling.
He's got 3 sling attacks here. Yeah, 1 hits. Right between the eyes, takes that one out. All the miners come up, club the other 3 sleeping ones to death immediately.
Club them
It's
to
pretty-
death
it's
until
pretty
they die
bloody.
from it.
It's pretty bloody. One of them licks his lips. Freaking slaughter. Well done.
I won't say anything. I reserve my judgment because I've never been a POW before, so I can understand their behavior.
Okay, that door's open. You assume that the people in the room next door might have heard that other door open and the rats run out. What are you doing?
I feel like we should basically like set up an ambush right here. Like we should run into this room where the 5 rats were.
Everybody?
Some people should stay here and run in at them.
The long range stay here,
Nice.
and then melee rush
Yeah.
fighters go here to ambush.
And remember that spells are like a good way to go here.
Firebolt at the first enemy that I see.
I will also do that, but from my place in this area.
Alright, as you guys position yourselves, you hear a, go check it out. A jiggling of the door handle, and suddenly a humanoid man standing there, peering into the dim oil light. What do you do?
Light them up.
Eat fire, bitch! I don't hit.
Okay.
5 fire damage.
As fire engulfs the were-rat at the door, he screams out, "Ah, what's going on here? I'm walking in." Initiative?
Yeah, let's keep attacking him.
Now, a brief message from Don John Raskin. Why, hello there. I do hope you are enjoying the adventure thus far. At this point, however, a frustratingly long combat ensued where the party swiftly burned through their spell slots, killed several giant rats and one of the gang, lost many hit points and a few of their dwarven minor allies, when Zelene Varnaster, boss of the Whiskered Gang, made our heroes an offer. It's the boss's turn as she shouts out, "You'll never conquer the Whiskered Gang!
We've mostly conquered it, I think.
Never!" Turns her head back. "Get your butts in here!" And those 2 hybrid female rats from the door rush into the main room.
Forgot they existed.
She bares her teeth and says, "You can always join." Licks her big incisors.
What are the downsides
Why
to being
can't-
a were-rat?
Why can't you guys be something cool like were-bears or something?
Because those would be much harder to fight.
Well, I'd rather be a bear than a rat.
It's
Yeah,
back to
and I
you,
stay like-
Clodagh. Feeling like you want to join the gang?
Nah.
Claudia, no! Don't go to the rat side!
Kind we should just retreat and, like, find some silver weapons and then come back later. Because, like, we're running low on spells.
Yeah, I think I have like
Weapons
two
don't do
spells.
shit.
So tactical retreat.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay, so it's your turn, Clodagh. What do you do?
I say, Inverna, with me! And I turn and I run away.
Okay, it's you, Donabella, and Inverna, and Jug. And then the miners, like, all in a row.
No,
So
perfect.
you guys all just want to try to bail?
Yeah.
But what
Shug
about
would be
DJ?
next. He's dashing, yep. The other two miners come out and they just call back, "We'll hold him off." And the miner closes the door between him and DJ.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's another adventure. So that's where we'll end this one. Remember to check out the DM guide video for this quest. And